Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the 8th inning of a 1-1 ball game. Tarik Skubal dueling versus Jacob Latz and company, man. What a game it's been. If you like good pitching, you like good defense, it has been hard to come by runs in this one, but the Rangers, they've got a shot. You got Skubal out of the game, and you got an opportunity here, but it looks like the Tigers are about to put some runs on the board. Not sure why Chris Martin is throwing a fastball right down the middle, but, here we go. Line drive right up the middle. Tigers are going to go first to third, and it is 2-1 Detroit. No idea what Martin is doing there, man. No idea. I mean, that is, you guys can see it on the game day for all y'all watching on YouTube and X. I mean, it's right down the pipe. What are you doing right there, buddy? What are you doing? That's the one thing you couldn't do. You're throwing a pitch right down the middle. They wanted it low and outside, I believe, and you're throwing it right down the heart of the plate. Just not good. Unfortunate. Really, Martin has pitched pretty well in this inning. You know, you got the soft contact to Seager 2 times in a row, right? Back-to-back soft contact to Seager. Really thought that Seager probably should have had that second one, should have been able to get an out at second base there. Is Chris Martin hurt right now? Is that what we're seeing? Looks like we got an injury delay. Looks like Chris Martin is going out of the game. I mean, I hate to say it, but you just wonder how much more Chris Martin has left in him, man. Looks like lower leg injury. Maybe that had something to do with what we just saw with Vierling driving in the go-ahead run. I don't know. Chris Martin, I love the guy. Obviously, Arlington native. Went to my alma mater, Arlington High, graduated a few years before me. But Chris Martin is time number 3 or 4 at this point with the injury scares, with the injuries this season in 2025. I don't know, man. Not sure how much longer he's got left in the tank, but he has been really good when he's healthy. He's been really good when healthy, but probably should have said something and came out of the game sooner. Looked like he might have hurt himself just based on what they're saying and what the replays show on a pitch or two before the one he gave up to Vierling. Wish he would have said something there. I know he's battling. I know he's trying to tough that one out, but I don't know, man. Real unfortunate, though. Really, really wish that the Rangers could have got that pitch back right down the pipe, and most Major League hitters are going to do something special with a pitch that's squared up, center cut, right over the heart of the plate. Unless you're the Rangers at times this year, of course. Rangers, as y'all know, those of you that have been listening to the show for a while now, I've said it over and over again. It's one of the things that the Rangers have just not been consistent enough with, hitting pitches right over the heart of the plate, hitting mistake pitches. Detroit takes the mistake pitch into center field for the go-ahead run. Not ideal. But we're going to have Caleb Bosley coming into the game right now. Feel like we haven't seen much of Boz since he came back up from AAA. Of course, Bosley was recalled. Cole Winn was set back down. And by the way, I saw Cole Winn yesterday. Actually flipped me a little baseball. I had my daughter in my arms, and he was watching as we had a couple other guys warming up. And Cole, I got to give him credit, man. Dude is not pouting down at AAA. Round Rock is in Vegas right now. I believe that first pitch was about 30 minutes ago. Cole Winn definitely not pouting down at AAA. I really liked what I saw body language-wise. Cole was active. He had the clipboard. He was helping guys as they warmed up. Fully in the game. Definitely not off in a corner, pouting about getting demoted. I really like that. You know, you watch for the little things when you're around this game long enough. And I was really impressed with Cole Winn and just how locked in he was. I mean, it's got to be frustrating getting demoted. Cole Winn pitched his butt off when he was up here at the major league level. Nice of him to give me, my daughter, my son a baseball, and I wish him nothing but the best. Told him that we hope to see him in Arlington again soon, man. Cole Winn, I think, has had a couple of good outings in AAA. I think he gave up a run or two the other night, but really hope to see Cole back in Arlington soon. Yeah, Chris Martin just got hurt. We're watching the game live, obviously, right now. Anybody on X or YouTube, we got the Game Day app up for you. You want to follow along. Garcia does struggle with the high heat, no doubt. Look, Jonah Heim, he had a great at-bat to get Tarik Skubal out of the ball game. And that's the other thing. Y'all got to keep the faith here. The Tigers have one of the worst bullpens in baseball. Doesn't mean that the Rangers are going to come back here, but what I'm saying is I like the chances. Bottom of the 8th, bottom of the 9th. If you can keep it a one-run game here, I really do like the chances. So hopefully that can happen. Bosley making one of his first appearances since getting recalled. He is going to face Dingler, the catcher, I believe. Ball 1 inside. Give you the play-by-play and the color commentary. Little 2-for-1 special here at Right On Rangers. Hopefully we can watch another walk-off win, man. It would be great. We've seen a couple here live on the show. It's been awesome. Called strike on the outside corner there. Bosley, man, need a big out. Need a big out here, buddy. And then if we can get to the heart of the order in the bottom of the 8th, we're in business down 1 against a pretty bad bullpen. We'll take it. The pitching's been elite. Really hard for me to blame the pitching. Look, Martin in that whole inning was not ideal. Definitely not ideal, but it's hard for me to get on the pitching. Hard for me to get on the bats, honestly, too, against Tarik Skubal. Bro is outstanding. One of the best pitchers in the game. Not going to say best pitcher in the game out of respect for Nathan Eovaldi and Jacob DeGrom. Call me a homer if you want. I don't care. But I'll say this. He is something special. Something special. It's fun watching that guy pitch. Wish he wasn't in a Tigers uni as Bosley delivers strike 2 right there. So it's a 2-2 count. But he is a pitcher's pitcher, man. He's not up there just throwing. He has got a method to the madness. He is a pitcher's pitcher, man. Not just throwing gas, throwing as hard as he can. Rangers are going to get out of this inning. Fortunately, they keep it to a 1-run lead. Bosley with the nice strikeout there. High cheese. Dingler could not hold off. And we're going to go to the bottom half. This is nice, man. You'll take this. You will take a 1-run deficit against the worst. I think it is the worst bullpen in the AL. Is that what I heard earlier? The bullpen ERA is like 5+. Is that what I was seeing? I don't know if we got any Detroit fans in the house, but from what ESPN was showing, it looked like the bullpen's got some pretty bad numbers, man. Pretty bad numbers. Brian, I'm with you. The Seager, look, I don't think Seager was going to make the barehanded play. We're talking about a couple of comments on YouTube here. I don't think Seager was going to make the barehanded play to begin the inning. I think it probably would have been safe. However, on the very next at-bat, the one that was flared, kind of with some English spin on it, I think he probably should have gloved that one and been able to get the out at second. So, Brian, I'll give you that for sure, man. Still don't understand the lineup. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Bochy clearly trying to load up with the righties, right? Clearly Bochy is trying to load up the righties, but I'll say the lefties have not fared very well against Skubal if you look at the splits. And a lot of teams are doing what Texas did tonight, just loading up the lineup with righties against Tarik Skubal. And so naturally, Skubal has dominated some of the lefties that he has faced, and the numbers against lefties are pretty good for Tarik Skubal. So I understand it, but I do think, and they were talking about this with the Rangers loading up on righties against previous left-handed starters, do you allow the lefty pitcher to get into a groove, to get into a rhythm against all those righties? Corey Seager, though, my goodness, bro owns Tarik Skubal. Even the out he had was loud. So you had Tarik Skubal failing 6 out of 9 times against Corey Seager. Corey was 6 for 9 coming into this game, was 8 for 11 at one point. I think 8 for 12 is what he is right now. Pretty good numbers against one of the best pitchers in baseball, man. Brian, absolutely. We got to give a lot of credit to Jacob Latz, man. You're making a big start on Sunday Night Baseball, short notice, and you're dominating. And we said it on the show last night. Latz has been very reliable, very solid. Love what I'm seeing from Jacob Latz. Think he deserves a spot in the rotation, honestly. It's a big reason why I think at the deadline you may see Patrick Corbin dealt, and you may see Latz take his spot. You still got Tyler Mahle coming back. I have a feeling Corbs is probably going to be with another squad, if I had to guess. I I don't know. Maybe they keep him for depth purposes, but if I am a betting man, I am betting that we are probably going to see Patrick get dealt to a contender, hopefully in the NL, not in the AL. But look, Wyatt Langford, Foscue up to bat right now. And he's going to foul one straight back right now. Let me update the ticker here. 2-1 Tigers in the 8th inning. Come on, baby. Can we get something going here? Foscue, I will say, I don't know if you guys noticed, but he struck out earlier against Skubal, and he took 2 pitches that were absolutely painted. But he kind of thought they were balls, kind of had the bad body language at home plate, kind of showing up the umpire a little bit. I didn't love that, man. Foscue has not done much in this game. Up at the major league level, bro, you just don't need to be showing up the umpire, standing in the box for a few extra seconds, readjusting the pants. You haven't earned it yet in this game. I just didn't like that from Foscue. I hope he hears me and hits a home run right now, please. I just didn't love that from him. Like I said, it's little things, man. It's little things for me that you start noticing watching this game enough. I just didn't like that. Foscue's going to take a really good pitcher's pitch here. But he is going to strike out swinging to get the first out on the board for Texas, man. Fastball, and it was right down the pipe. This is the thing, man. Right on cue, I was just talking about Texas' inability to consistently hit mistake pitches. That is right down Broadway, Justin Foscue. When are we going to start hitting fastballs right down the pipe? It's not even 101. That's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Might as well be BP, buddy. So why is he missing? Are you sitting off speed there? I don't know why you are. You adjust to the off speed. Look fastball, adjust off speed, man. Stop guessing up there. Oh, jeez. Right down the pipe. I'm sorry. I am sorry. We have got to figure out how to hit the fastball right down the middle, y'all. Have to. It's ridiculous. Jonah Heim, a couple in one last inning, missed one right down the middle, fouled off a 97-mile-an-hour fastball from Skubal. And Skubal, I love Skubal just challenging hitters. Like sometimes you see Tarik Skubal just go 98 right down the pipe, see if you can hit it, and we can't. I appreciate the dog in Tarik Skubal to just challenge hitters like that, but seriously, man. Zeke Duran down to strike 2. We might have to count on the bottom of the 9th here, y'all. I don't know. The bottom of this order is having a day. Cody Freeman, I'm not going to get on Cody. Look, Justin and Zeke Duran, these guys have been around the league for a little while, for a couple of years now. I have a little bit less grace for them. A lot of grace for Cody Freeman. Your first major league start is Tarik Skubal. Jeez. By the way, open up the show here. Here right on Rangers, we cover everything Texas sports. Big emphasis on the Texas Rangers during the MLB season. Thank you so much for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Drop a question, drop a comment as Zeke Duran strikes out. Again, right on cue. We might not be able to get to all comments and questions right away during the game here, but please feel free to copy and paste again. It'll be a little hit or miss. I'll be live reacting to the game, giving you the play-by-play, giving you my colored commentary. So forgive me if I miss a comment. Surely, post-game, we will get to everything of substance. Look, I think DeGrom, Skubal, Evo Skubal would have gone just about like it did tonight. I think DeGrom or Evo probably gives up 1 run, and it's a 1-1 ball game. The pitching, look, I mean, whoever we had starting, I don't know if it would have made a bigger difference starting Evo. I mean, maybe Evo goes 8 shutout innings and we win 1-0, but I really don't know. I think at this point, the offense has got to figure it out. And right now, we're going to get a pitching change. Will Vest is coming into the ball game to replace Holton. Wyatt Langford up. It would be nice if Wyatt can get on. You see Corey Seager come up with an opportunity to drive in maybe the game-winning run with a home run. Would love to see Wyatt make it interesting. He has not had a great day up at the plate. 0 for 3, 1 strikeout. Wyatt, not really the guy I love leading off. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I cannot say I'm a really big fan of Wyatt leading off. He's just not in that place right now. I know the options are limited. You don't have Haggerty. You don't have all of your guns, so to speak, but I really don't like Wyatt Langford leading off. I hope that he hits the game-tying home run right here, but just not my favorite spot for him. You'd think that he would be getting some good pitches to hit right in front of Corey Seager, but just hasn't been Wyatt's best stretch of games. He's definitely not my favorite leadoff hitter. Seager hitting a bomb would definitely be electric. I would love to see it happen. Eric, I'm not willing to say that right now. Appreciate the comment, my guy. They're too close in the standings. The comment was the Rangers have to sell. They don't have any chance of making the playoffs. That's just not accurate, man. There's a chance. It's not like 75, 80%, but I think they were over 40% on Baseball Ref the other day. I think it was as of yesterday after the game. Look, I don't think that anybody's going to throw in the towel. Let things play out over the next couple of weeks, then we'll make a decision. Here's the thing, with everybody saying, you got to sell, they have no chance. Well, what does it matter? You got 2 weeks left before the deadline anyways, 10 days to be exact, right? You got 10 days. I mean, who cares? I did a reel on this. I went off on this on a show a week ago, 10 days ago, whatever it was. Like, you don't need to be right. It's okay to just let things play out. Nobody is going to care if you were right that the Rangers had to sell or needed to sell on July 20th. Let's see where they're at on July 30th. Wyatt Langford is going to be retired here, and that is all she wrote for the Rangers in the bottom of the 8th, man. What an ugly at-bat from Wyatt Langford. Like, could that have synced up any better with my commentary? Just such an ugly at-bat from Wyatt there. 3 straight. You take the first 2 pitches, and then you swing through. I think it probably would have been strike 3 anyways, but that was just a terrible at-bat. And it just goes to my point. Wyatt Langford, I know that your options are limited, but just not a leadoff hitter, man. Not a guy that I want in front of Corey Seager right now with the way he's swinging the bat. Zach, I'm with you. It's an ugly game so far, especially for the Rangers offense. I thought maybe, this is actually a quality comment, I was thinking maybe they would try to do a pinch hit for Ezekiel Duran, but you look at the bench, I mean, let's see who they would have thrown out there instead. It was a lefty at that point, wasn't it? I don't know. All you got left is lefties on the bench. Carter, Osuna, Rowdy Tellez. Those are the only guys left. I'm not going to go off on the offense facing Tarik Skubal, but now that you've got the relief guys in the game, some of these at-bats have just been ugly since the relief pitchers came in. Yeah, Brian, that's my thing, and we'll just keep saying it, right? The options were limited today. You don't have Haggerty. You don't have your full disposal of players, but putting Wyatt Langford in the leadoff spot with how he's hitting right now just ain't it. It ain't it. We definitely have a chance to move a game. It would be nice to hold them here and walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. I think it can still happen. It sucks that you have Corey Seager leading off. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. My longtime listeners, you guys know this. One of my biggest pet peeves is when you leave Corey Seager in the on-deck circle to end the inning. And that's why Wyatt there, just such a bad AB. Brother, like, I'm trying to look here. He got a lot of paint. Like, pitch number 1 was called a strike. Might have been a little bit high, actually. Right? Pitch 1 was a little high. It might have been a ball. So I'll give Wyatt that. Pitch number 2 was painted. Pitch number 3 would have been a strike, and he waved through it. It's tough. But still, 1, 2, 3, and you're out is never a great feeling. Yeah, I'm with you, Zach, although I think he was hurt at that point. The comment was basically Martin has to do a better job putting away the hitter there that drives in the go-ahead run for Detroit. I'm with you. I think he was hurt at that point. Jonah Heim, I am really curious what they do with Jonah Heim going into the offseason. I really am. I think there is something to be said thinking about doing a hard reset at the catcher position in the offseason. Somebody in the Discord was asking, I think it was McJowers, right? Wasn't it? I don't know, McJowers, if you're hanging out or not. But with that, there was this idea, could we go out and get maybe a Real Muto or somebody catching-wise at the deadline? I think that's probably a little bit less likely, but I do think in the offseason with JT Realmuto and just an opportunity in general to really reevaluate some of the positions in this lineup, I think you need to do somewhat of a reset at the catcher position. I really do. So for me, I'm moving on from Jonah. I love Jonah. I think he's a great guy. I just don't think right now he's giving you enough reason to have him be a mainstay in 2026. He's got a year left on the rookie deal. I think you'd be wise to move on from him. I don't know if you've got a AAA guy in tow. I saw a couple guys. Actually, Cooper down at AAA had a pretty good game last night. I was at the AAA Round Rock Express versus Las Vegas Aviators game. Pretty good game, actually, from our starting catcher down at AAA. So, look, I don't know what it's going to be. I'd much rather see us go get Realmuto at this point. Hard line out, by the way, to Wyatt Langford. And so the Tigers have one down. 103 off the bat, man. That one was spanked. Wyatt there, though, to make the catch. And, again, Texas down 2-1 in the top of the ninth inning. Yeah, I don't think that the Rangers are listening on Corey Seager at all. Look, next year is a year where you could really reload at just a few positions and have a quality team. You've got good pitching. You've got a good core. What you've got to do is eliminate some of the black holes in this lineup. Some of the holes in this lineup are really bringing down the Rangers collectively. The catcher spot at times, I know that Higgy and I know that Heim have had some nice hits here and there down the stretch, but at times it's felt like a black hole at the catcher spot. You've got a couple other positions I think you really could shore up. First base, we'll see how Berger does down the stretch. We'll see how Jock Peterson does down the stretch. I think first base could be a position you potentially reset. Third base, I think, is probably going to go to Josh Smith, Josh Young, or Sebastian Walcott, one of those three. I think they give Walcott an opportunity to make the roster in spring training. Depending on how he does, he's not, somebody brought up the point, Walcott isn't having the best season down at AA right now. Maybe Walcott isn't going to be till 2027. He's young. You very easily could push Walcott off a couple more years, and nobody would really fault you for it. But I do think Josh Young, Josh Smith are going to battle it out for third base. I don't know why you'd be gift wrapping that position to anybody at this point. And then right field, I think they probably will end up trading Adolis Garcia. And so you're going to have a little bit of a question out there in right field. Do you let Alejandro Osuna or Dustin Harris battle it out? Do you be proactive and go get an outfielder in free agency? I would like to see them go out and get somebody legit in free agency. Bosley's going to strike out. I forget the batter. Sorry, blanking on the batter here. Sweeney strikes out Sweeney. Nice pitch on the inner half of the plate. Yeah, look, Josh Young, he's hit 2 home runs back-to-back days. I wonder how he's doing right now. Round Rock is playing in Vegas as we speak. Wonder how Josh Young's doing. He's gone 1 for 5, so he's 2 for his last 10 with 2 bombs. Make of that what you will. This is going to be a hard line drive, just foul. So quickly 0-1. I wonder what it's going to take for Josh Young to make it back up to the big leagues. Do they have kind of a timetable in mind? And look, whether he's doing well or not, you bring him back up. Personally, I think if Josh Smith continues to play well at third base, and look, Cody Freeman, and you got a couple other guys in the mix, I think Josh Young is actually going to have to do some legitimate hitting down at the AAA level to get back to a starting spot. That was a black hole for Texas, that third base spot, until they demoted Josh Young. It feels like not so much since they demoted him. We'll see what happens. All right, y'all. Right now, we got 2-1 ball game, and we got a foul. Is it going to get out of play? Yes, it will. 2 strikes. Rangers trying to send this to the bottom of the ninth in a 1-run game. Yeah, Michael, I'm with you. The wrist injury did mess him up. We've talked about it on the show a lot. You look at Josh Young's advanced stats pre-wrist injury. Of course, Josh Young was hit by a pitch in Tampa Bay at the beginning of 2024, and that sent him really to the IL for a majority of the season. Ooh, nice pitch. Not quite, though, from Bosley. A little inside. And after he came back, first of all, they rushed him back. They were trying to jumpstart the offense in 2024. They rushed Josh Young back. Shouldn't have done that. And look, the numbers for him, hard contact, exit velo, have been very bad since coming back from that wrist injury. I do think that it's fair to make a correlation. It does not feel like he has been as strong of a hitter since he came back from that injury. Did Young get benched? He got demoted to AAA, if that's who you're asking about. That's not what you want to see, Bosley. Come on, baby. 2-out walk. Baseball gods don't like that. I'll knock on wood just in case, but 2-out walks are never what you want to do. Absolutely never, man. Let's see. What do we got? Yeah, good old Phil. Man, is he with the Astros still? Is he? I don't keep up with everybody else, where all these different guys are, especially the bullpen guys move around just like all the time. But yeah, it was that wrist injury, man. Really feels like that wrist injury is the game changer for Josh Young at this point. Did Baez get benched? Don't know. Not sure. Baez right now, yeah, they brought in Sweeney for Baez, but I don't know what it was, if it was like a situational thing or what. Keep going. Michael, I don't know why the wrist injury would cause you to lose mobility. I really don't know why, but it does kind of feel that way. Bat speed for sure. I get the bat speed. Foscue, by the way, camps under the foul ball. And we're going to go to the bottom of the ninth here. Rangers, heart of the order coming up. This is who you want in the ball game. This is who you want coming up. Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, Adolis Garcia. Let's see if we can get a walk-off win. Can we get Simi or Seager on and then Dolly walk-off? Speaking it into existence right now. Leo, no, can't show the game. It's copyright stuff. I get a bunch of warnings and then they deactivate my account. I'm not trying to mess with that. It's not fun, man. Facebook, actually, I think I've told some of y'all about this during the commercial break here. We'll yap it up a little bit. Yeah, Facebook deactivated my original Right on Rangers page. I had like 2,000 followers on Facebook. Had a pretty good little base built up. And you guys know, I know you guys don't get to see it. I know you guys maybe hear it, but the Corey Seager intro that I do with the countdown, basically Facebook flagged that a 60-second little clip, and they said that I was participating in copyright infringement for showing the Corey Seager intro that I do before every show. Everybody else is super cool about it. Like YouTube is cool about it. They're like, hey, just clip it out. And so like I'll go back after the show and I'll edit out my intro. But Facebook just like arbitrarily shut down my original Right on Rangers page. So now I've got like 30 people following the page. I had to start from scratch. Sucks, but that's why I don't go live on Facebook anymore. It's just YouTube, TikTok, and X at this point. Instagram was being weird as well. So I'm like, you know what? 3 is fine. Maybe if Instagram starts behaving, I'll go back to it. But for right now, I'll keep it with these 3. All right. Best in your lineup coming up. I'd love to see Corey just leave no doubt and just hit a bomb here to tie it up. Don't leave it up to Simi. Don't leave it up to Dolly. Not that I have zero faith in those guys. Adolis has actually had a decent game. Big double off Tarik Skubal in the 7th inning. I would love, though, for Corey to just leave no doubt here. Let's get a bomb right now, baby. And then, hey, if Corey hits a bomb, Dolly can hit another bomb, and we all go home happy. All right, Corey Seager. First pitch swinging. Unfortunately, he is going to ground out. Not the start that we wanted, man. You love Corey Seager's aggressiveness. And that was a hard hit off the bat. Unfortunately, right at somebody. 89 off the bat. Not Corey Seager's hardest hit. Kind of got him off the end of the bat a little bit there. And look, now we've got Simi and we've got Dolly with our last chance. I think the last game we faced Skubal was 2-1 as well. I was just looking at that the other day. They've been good games, man. They really have been. Marcus Semien, first pitch swinging. What are we doing? Oh, two pitches, 2 outs, guys. What are we doing? 2 best hitters, man. I get it. Corey Seager, you can excuse. Like, seriously, what are we doing here? 2 pitches, 2 outs. That's frustrating. I get Corey Seager. He can do whatever he wants. Marcus Semien, if you're swinging first pitch, you've got to make contact, baby. Thank you, Adolis. Unfortunately, that was a pretty good pitch to hit, but thank you, Adolis. Jeez. Dolly going to take ball 2 here, and we are 2-1 right now in the count. 2-1. So frustrating, man. 2 pitches, 2 outs from your 2 best hitters. They were good pitches to hit, Brian. I will say that. It's just frustrating, right? Dolis, unfortunately, is going to foul one off on a check swing here. So we are down to our final strike. Oh, and the Rangers are going to lose and drop this one. Adolis strikes out swinging. 2-1. 2-1 is the final. Not a great pitch. Not a great pitch to swing at. For me, I will say this. Skubal is awesome. Clearly dominated the game. I hate when we have to watch losses here on the show together, but it is what it is. So bear with me while I collect. I'll give Skubal all the love, all the respect, the flowers. He pitched amazing. The Rangers' inability to do anything with the final 7 outs against one of the worst bullpens in baseball, that to me is the most frustrating part, right? And you've got one of the worst bullpens in baseball. You get Skubal out of the game. And I really feel like you needed a much, much better effort there. Much better effort. So I know that a lot of people are going to totally excuse the offense after this game because we face Skubal. I think the effort was pretty poor against one of the worst bullpens in the league. That being said, I'm going to go back to the positive perspective that I shared yesterday. You won the series. You probably were not supposed to win this game against Skubal. I was actually surprised they weren't bigger long shots today against Tarik Skubal. But I think it was under minus 200. I think it was like minus 175 if you were betting Detroit today. Kind of crazy. They actually weren't that heavy of favorites. But that being said, you had 7 outs against a really bad bullpen, and you really didn't make the bullpen work very hard at all. Like that, the bullpen kind of low-key cruised through the last 7 outs of that ball game. Yeah, maybe you could say they didn't get to it fast enough. Caden, the only thing is, I just don't know if anybody's going to do a whole lot better. The only thing that I can say, Caden, is Josh Smith maybe could have played in this one. Although I think Josh Smith was like 1 for 5 in his career off Skubal. So beyond that, what would you have done differently? That's my thing. I don't disagree that it was a bad lineup, so don't take it the wrong way. My thing is, what would you have done differently today with the lineup? I mean, again, Josh Smith, you look at the bench right now, Josh Smith is about the only thing that I'm probably doing differently. And in that case, you're probably going Josh Smith for Ezekiel Duran. That's about the only thing I feel like you do different here. Foscue and Duran should still... yeah, look, I'm not a big fan of either player getting consistent playing time, but I will say there wasn't a whole lot of options. You weren't going to start Carter. You weren't going to start Osuna. You weren't going to start Rowdy Tellez, all lefties against a really good left-handed pitcher that's been super tough on lefties all year long. The only thing I think you really could have done differently with this lineup is play Josh Smith and bench Ezekiel Duran, or bench Justin Foscue. So you were going to have, I think, one of those guys in either way. Osuna and Duran to AAA. I do think with Osuna, as much as I love Alejandro Osuna, they got to send him down to get consistent playing time at some point. I know that Bochy has kind of said, like, you kind of like having Osuna up at the big league level. He gets to learn from the big leaguers, that kind of thing. But I am more of the mindset with how young he is. Let's go ahead and get him consistent playing time. The lineup was bad today. I'm not disagreeing, but I just don't think you had a whole lot of better options beyond putting Josh Smith in the ball game. Josh Smith, though, again, had not done super great against Tarik Skubal in his career. He was 1 for 5. They routinely bench Smith against lefties or move him down severely in the lineup. I'm just not sure what else Bochy really would have had to do besides that, honestly. Foscue is 100% a quadruple A player. I've said that for a long time. I think that he's a guy that can play well down at the AAA level, but just has not proven himself at the major league level. Keep going. Martin 1-6, and he was injured 2 pitches before he gave up the run. That's what I'm saying. And maybe Martin, it's on him a little bit, bro. You got to say something. Like, don't pitch injured. Don't pitch injured, man. What was going on with Wyatt? He's just not in a good way right now. I did not like Wyatt Langford at the leadoff spot. Look, appreciate the follow, CJ, by the way. Thank you so much. Really wondering what CY is going to do. Your team fire sale? Really? Really? Look, I got to say this. We can't melt down after this loss, right? Let's not have a meltdown after this loss, please. We do this every time they lose. And we lose the perspective. They won this series. This was the best team in baseball record-wise coming into this series. You won 2 out of 3 ball games, and you were toe-to-toe with the best pitcher in baseball. You could have won today. You didn't get your clock clean today. The Detroit offense was terrible all series long. The Rangers pitching dominated Detroit. Detroit scored a grand total of 3 runs in 3 games. We get this, right? This is the kind of stuff, though, that I have to throw out there because we forget in the emotions of the L. We allowed 3 runs this entire series. Don't forget that. Don't forget it. We won the series and we gave up 3 earned runs the entire weekend. This was always going to be a tough game to win. So let's not melt down over 1 loss, please. Please. I'm not going to beg, but I am going to ask humbly. We got to stop with the meltdowns after every L. It gets old. This was a really good pitcher we faced tonight. He's a Cy Young candidate for a reason. We were always going to have a tough time with the lefty lineup. Anytime we throw out this lefty lineup, the lineup against left-handed starters, it doesn't always go super awesome. I think we have won some games, but I wasn't counting money in the bank. We're going to win this one today. I thought we had a chance, and we sure did. And that's how all of our losses go, really, when you think about it. We lose by 1 or 2 runs. Come on now. Lineup definitely against lefties. I'd like to see them at the deadline do something to improve the lineup against the left-handed pitchers. Because even when Jock comes back, Jock Peterson doesn't help you against lefties. He's going to sit the bench. You're going to have a ton of lefties, man. We got so many lefties. Tellez, Osuna, Peterson, Carter, Smith. We got all these lefties, bro. I don't know. Yeah, this team hasn't allowed a run in most games 100%. Like the pitching has continued to be great. Jake, I don't know if I'm getting your angle or not here, my friend, but the pitching's always been good. And I think that you do get on the offense a little bit today for what they did against the bullpen of Detroit. That's been really bad all year long. Some of those at-bats were just terrible. And you weren't even facing Tarik Skubal. We do waste more pitching than any team, 100%. Yeah, look, this is the perspective. We won the series against the best team in the AL and only lost to one of the best pitchers in the league. Like, that is the perspective right there. Slam to Jackson, appreciate you, buddy. Good to see you. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for your support of the channel. Appreciate all you guys. That's my perspective. It sucks that we lost this game. You could have won this game. once you got to Skubal, you could have won this game. And you just didn't get it done late against a bullpen that's been bad. Skubal's real good. He's real good, man. I was a little surprised they brought him out of the game after the Heim strikeout. They brought in a lefty, and you had the best pitcher in baseball right there. I didn't get that. I know that the lineup, the pitch count was a little bit high for Tarik, but that move confused me. I probably would have just let it ride with Skubal. But they decided to bring in the reliever, and once that happened, you should have been licking your chops. Higgy needs to be the go-to catcher moving forward. Heim's done. Tigers' bullpen is trash, Dylan, 100%. Yeah, look, I will say this. Give Jonah a little bit of credit. Give Jonah credit in that he actually forced Skubal out of the ballgame. If Heim doesn't have that at-bat against Skubal, he doesn't have that 7-8 pitch at-bat, you might not be seeing Skubal out of the ballgame at that point. I mean, he probably would have been out after the 7th anyways, but I at least give Heim a little bit of credit. But I will say this, long-term, looking forward to the future, I do think that you have to consider a hard reset at the catcher position. I'm not even good with just rolling with Higgy for the next 2 years. I think you have got to go and get a primary catcher. I think Higgy is back up. As good as he has been at times over the last 2 weeks, I'm not ready to give Higgy the starting catcher role. At this point, I would like to see the Rangers go out and get a bona fide starter, man. JT Realmuto, Hunter Goodman, whatever you got to do, go out and get you a legitimate catcher. I'm not all in on Kyle Higashioka. I get it in the short term. Maybe you use Higgy a little bit more, but I'm not all in on Higgy. That's for sure. Tigers will fix their bullpen before the deadline, most likely. I'm with you on that. I think they probably do make some moves in that way. We did make their bullpen look like Cy Young's 100%. Seller buyer, I think it's probably going to be a little bit of both, honestly. Anybody asking sellers or buyers, it's going to be a little bit of both. I think that they are going to sell some pieces. I wouldn't be shocked if Patrick Corbin gets sold. I would not be shocked if they listen to some expiring contracts. We'll get the score and everything back up there for you. Not that we want to be reminded, but I'll flash it up there for a little bit. I think they'll do some light buying and light selling. I do not think that they are going to do anything crazy, making some big blockbuster deal one way or the other. Maybe I'm wrong, but I see them trying to sell some expiring contracts and then also maybe trying to buy a couple of pieces as well. I think that you are going to see Texas try and get a bullpen piece and also maybe try and get a bat that can help against the lefties. Calf strain for Martin. I'm getting the notification right now from Evan Grant. Calf strain for Martin. IL stint most likely. But John Gray appears to be primed to come back in the middle of the week. He just started Saturday night. Last night, I got to see John Gray's rehab start. By the way, he was touching 95 to 96. So John Gray was in Vegas. A lot of y'all know I live in Vegas. Been here for about the last 15 years. John Gray was pitching, did about 4 innings, I think 3 2/3. Fastball was consistently at 95, 96. The slider was getting a lot of swing and miss. So I don't know if they use him in the bullpen. I don't know if they use him as a starting pitcher. But with Martin going down, you would think he's probably going to be a bullpen piece. Graham, appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow. Great series. Hey, appreciate that. Appreciate that, Tigers. Thank you, sir. Look, it was a good series. Really good series. Some close games. Rangers are definitely a legit team. I just think they've got to figure out the consistent offense. Eugenio Suarez, somebody's asking, would we go and get a guy like that? I was actually listening to the Diamondbacks general manager on MLB Network Radio today on my morning drive, and I think that they're going to be doing something similar to Texas. He basically said they're going to be doing some buying and they're going to be doing some selling. I wonder if the Diamondbacks are going to hold on to Suarez and try and make the playoffs. I did not get the feeling that they were going to sell Eugenio Suarez after listening to the Diamondbacks GM. But you know what? Look, when they get on radio, they say anything. They want to position themselves well. They don't want to give off any signs of desperation or weakness. So I get it. But look, Eugenio Suarez would be nice. I don't think that the Rangers are going to go out and get Suarez, though. Have to capitalize on a Skubal start like that, but props to Latz. Clarify the angle a little bit here. Skubal was outstanding. I mean, look, he allowed a couple of base runners in the 7th inning there. You got to capitalize on the bullpen is what you really got to do if you're the Rangers in that spot. You've got to capitalize on 7 outs that the bullpen had to get, and you really had pretty non-competitive ABs. Let's see. What do we got? What do I do? What do I hope the Rangers get at the deadline? I hope the Rangers get a solid bullpen piece, and I hope that they can get someone that will help improve against the lefties. I want to see them go get a right-handed bat. I think at this point, you've got a lot of left-handed bats, a lot of platoon left-handed bats. I want to see them go get a righty bat that is going to help against lefty starters. Keep going. Matthew, what's good, my guy? How did we lose today? We faced one of the best pitchers in baseball, and then we had some shoddy play on defense. Corey Seager probably should have made one of those 2 plays in the 8th inning, help out Chris Martin a little bit more, and then Chris Martin got hurt and grooved one right down the middle. Yeah, I will say this. It's definitely disappointing that we're not able to get to the bullpen. We won the series. I'm going to keep going back to that. We won the series. I say this after every loss. We were never going to win every game until the end of the season. We were not going to win every single game from here on out till the end of September. We got to be real. This team is going to lose games occasionally. If you lose a game with one of the best pitchers in baseball on the mound, I think that you can take that. Now we play the A's and the Braves. You got to win both of these series, 100%. And I think you can. I think you can go 2 out of 3 against the A's, and I think you can go 2 out of 3 against the Braves. I think that is very, very doable. By the way, let me look at the schedule right now. Want to make sure that I've got the lay of the land for this week, and then we'll get back to breaking down this game. I'll get to all y'all's comments and everything too. So let's go to scores and let's check out what we got going on this week in Rangers baseball. So let's see. We play tomorrow. Okay, so no Monday off. We play tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. Do we play Thursday as well? No, Thursday's a day off. All right, so it's a 3-game set with the A's, and it's a 3-game set with the Braves next weekend. So, look, you win 2 out of 3 against the A's. You win 2 out of 3 against the Braves. You end up going 6-3 on the homestand. Very respectable. Very respectable. I would love to go 7-2, sweep either the A's or the Braves. That would be phenomenal. But I think at this point, just win 2 out of 3 the next couple, and you're good to go. You really are. Yeah, look, if we lose one of those series, thank you. If we lose one of these next 2 series, you're going to hear me with a lot more panic in my voice. I mean, I don't think you can afford to drop a series to the A's or the Braves. That would be very, very disappointing. If you lose, I guess you're going to have to sweep the other team. Like, if you lose 2 out of 3 to the A's, you're going to have to sweep the Braves. If you sweep the A's, I guess theoretically you could lose 2 out of 3 to the Braves and still be okay. We're just going to have to see how it plays out. 89 miles an hour, not a hard hit ball. Oh, is this referring to what I said about Seager way back when? I don't know. It looked harder off the bat, but that's just me reacting live, Ryan. I don't know if that's what you're talking about or not. Let me keep going here. Lineup today, not legit at all. Make or break week, no doubt. Ultramodern, appreciate all the comments, my guy. I agree. It is a week where you need to go 4-2. 5-1 would be very preferable. 5-1 would be very, very preferable, man. I feel like Seager should start working towards playing first. A lot of y'all have brought this up. I don't think that we have the full context here. So I want to take y'all to school on this one a little bit. With respect, Corey Seager is one of the better defensive players in the game right now if you look at advanced metrics. I get he had a little bit of an off inning in the bottom or at the top of the 8th. One of those plays he's got to make. But Corey Seager, advanced stats-wise, has been one of the better shortstops in the game. He is, I believe, top 30 in defensive WAR last time I checked. Like, this is a guy that actually plays a pretty good shortstop. So I know that we're maybe a little bit recency bias, a little prisoner of the moment. You got to make one of those 2 plays in the 8th inning. It would have really changed the complexion of that entire frame. But I don't want to, throw Corey Seager to the wolves. He's been a really pretty solid shortstop for us all season long. That's what I mean. Like, we have to calm down a little bit. You lost one game here. You're not going to go, this was game 100. You're not going to go 63-0 down the stretch. You're just not. You're not going 63-0 down the stretch. Some of y'all are going to want us to go 62-1 down the stretch. We got to pump the brakes a little bit. You lost against Tarik Skubal in a 1-run game that you could have won. The Rangers are a very highly competitive team. I said this before the Detroit series. There's really nobody in the American League that scares me. Nobody. Who scares you in the American League right now? The Blue Jays, who we already beat? The Yankees, who we played close pretty much every single game, and we probably could have won in that Yankees series as well? The Red Sox, who we've already beat? Who scares you in the American League? A legit question, not rhetorical. I really want to know, who do you guys think is like some juggernaut, unstoppable powerhouse in the American League right now? I can't think of anybody. And that is why I don't think you sell or do any kind of fire sale. There's nobody in the American League right now that scares you. And look, I'll say this about the Yankees. We did not have DeGrom and Evo back-to-back against New York. You put DeGrom and Evo back-to-back against New York, you put DeGrom and Evo back-to-back against anybody, it's not going to go well for the other team. I think we all can agree on that. And the Yankees, I'm sorry. They've got Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, and not a lot else. I don't really worry about anybody besides Bellinger and Judge in that Yankees lineup. And Saxon, I'm with you. Like in the NL, it gets scarier, but you don't have to face anybody in the NL in the playoffs until the World Series. And if the Rangers can make it to the World Series again, I think that we'll all be quite happy. So I ain't worried about the NL teams right now. If the Rangers can get to a World Series, freaking awesome. Don't know if they'll win it or not once they get there, but if you can make it to a World Series after the start that you had this season and what you went through last season, incredible. Maybe, but who's afraid of Seattle? Seattle, to me, again, you got some good pitching. You've got Cal Raleigh, but again, I think Cal is going to have a tough second half. I'm not like wishing or praying on his downfall, but I think he's going to have a hard time keeping up the production. Let's just get to the playoffs. I'm with you. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. I bring up what I do about who do you fear in the AL because anybody saying fire sale, why? The AL is not good. You've got opportunities to go on runs. You've just got to start putting it together. You've got opportunities. The AL is there for the taking. Nobody is running away with the AL. I know that Houston has a nice record. I know that Detroit has a nice record. And those teams might win the division. I do not fear either one of those teams in a playoff series. But we do have to get there. We do absolutely have to get there. You're right about that. Keep going. Seattle worries me in a playoff series because of their pitchers. Yeah, look, you get faced up against Wu and Gilbert and potentially Kirby. What is going on with Kirby? Is he back yet? Is he hurt? I feel like I haven't seen a lot of him. I don't keep up with everybody around the league, but that might be true. But again, give me DeGrom, give me Evo. I'm feeling pretty good, even if Gilbert or Kirby or Woo is on the other side. Rangers need to trade for help now because Rangers are injured. Waiting is not a good thing. I think they are going to get at least a bullpen piece. I think they could at least go out and get a solid bullpen piece. I don't know how much they're going to upgrade the bats. If it was me, I'm going out and getting a quality right-handed bat that can help my terrible left-handed starting pitching lineup. Watch the Rays sneak in and make noise. Rays are a decent squad. I'm not too worried about the Rays either. We should have beat the Rays 2 out of 3 down in Tampa if it weren't for some bad meltdowns. 4-3 against Houston. Yeah, Houston isn't scaring anybody. I'm not worried about Houston. Hunter Brown, we've shown we can hit off Hunter Brown. 23, I think we hit around Hunter Brown as well. Adolis, I know, homered off of Hunter Brown in the 23 playoff game. That was that one that he hit straight down the right field line and admired. Yeah, that was Hunter Brown. I'm not worried about Hunter Brown and Valdez in a series. I'm just not. If they buy, they got to pick up a few good bats. Yeah, Ultramodern, I'd love to see it. My prediction, though, is they're not going to do it. I don't think they're going to go out and get a big bat. I'd love it. I would absolutely love it, but I don't know if they're going to go out and make some blockbuster move. Kirby's really good. I mean, Kirby is good. I actually worry more about Kirby than Woo or Gilbert, to be completely honest. All I remember about Kirby is that last game of the season in 23. If we would have beat Kirby, we would have won the division. And he totally shut us down and was throwing knuckleballs and stuff, just messing around. Yeah, Kirby's legit for sure. All right, buddy. We'll see you later. Have a good one. We got about 10-15 left on the show. We're going to preview the A series. That's about all you're missing, my guy. Appreciate your support of the channel. The Royals don't worry me either. I think that was kind of a fluky series. Again, I don't think we were throwing DeGrom and Evo back-to-back. Everything to me, I kind of contextualize with that, by the way. If DeGrom, Evo, Malley are all throwing back-to-back-to-back, I feel pretty confident against any team. Everything did work out, Ryan, in that 23 year. You're 100% right, my guy. Tomorrow, definitely a must-win game. I think that you really have to do well against the A's here. It'd be great to get a sweep. I don't know if it's going to happen. We seem to always play pretty close series with the A's. So, look, I don't know if tomorrow's must-win, actually. I would say the series is a must-win. You don't want to drop 2 out of 3 against the A's. Do the Rangers just beat the Rangers? Justin, yes. I would say that's probably more accurate than anything. Astros don't really worry me. We beat them in 23. We're beating them 4-3 in the season series right now. I'm not too worried about the Astros. How's Josh Young doing in AAA? I think he's 2 for his last 10. And look, I'll get up the box score right now. In Vegas, Round Rock is losing 3-2 right now from what it looks like. Let's see how Josh is doing. Keep going. What teams am I worried about? Mainly teams in the NL. I'm mainly worried about teams in the NL right now. Josh Young is 0 for 3, by the way, so not a great night for him. Does have a strikeout as well. Josh Young is batting 194. He does have 2 homers in his last 2 games, so that's a positive. But I wouldn't say Josh is killing it down at AAA right now. I'm worried about mostly teams in the NL, though. I think the Rangers, honestly, it's what, Justin, right? Where are you at, my guy? Where are you at? Justin, yes, sir. It's like what Justin said. The Rangers beat themselves. They have bad approaches up at the plate. They honestly do it to themselves, I feel like, more often than not. They've had some bad meltdowns late in games, walking people, not covering first base. It's just some stupid stuff, man. So I really do feel that way. I'm not trying to say the Rangers are running the table. They're going to the World Series. I'm just saying when the Rangers match up against any team in the AL, I'm not worried. The pitching matchups, definitely. Those of you guys who watched the show last night, did you see me shaking in my boots trying to face Tarik Skubal? Oh, I thought they actually had a shot today, and they did. And this is how pretty much every game goes for Texas. They're in the game, they lose it late, or they win it late. It's pretty rare we get a blowout, a comfortable blowout where you're not sweating it out at all. I guess it makes for good TV, but The Rangers are pretty much in every game at this point. Well, let's see. Dustin Harris had a couple of hits last night. He's 0 for as well. Krim 0 for. Halver had a pretty nice game. Trejo 1 for 2 with 2 RBI. Drake is pitching tonight. He's having a little bit of a rough go in AAA. He's got a 5.11 ERA. Cole Drake really dominated in AA. Having a little bit of a tough time adjusting. Again, ERA is 5+ right now. He is 4 innings deep, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 hits. So, look, 7 base runners allowed in 4 innings. Not awesome. Not the worst thing in the world either. We'll see how that game goes. All right, keep going. Hey, 44, it's been a second, man. Good to see you. I don't think Corey Seager will sleep too good tonight. Yeah, that 8th inning was tough for Corey. He did have the only 2 hits in the ball game for a while, though. So I will say, Corey absolutely contributed, but he is probably going to kick himself. I don't think he would have had that first one, the slow ground ball that he had to bare hand. I don't think he would have got the runner there. I do think he should have made the play going to his right with the English. It was kind of that weirdly hit off the end of the bat. He should have gloved that one and got the out at second for sure. We keep going. Jonah Heim non-tender candidate? Yes, I would say it's possible. I thought maybe they would try and shop him a little bit. I don't know how many teams are going to be interested in Jonah Heim, though. He could be a non-tender. Jonah Heim makes my blood boil. We're out tonight on Jonah Heim, huh? We're out tonight on Heim time. I can't blame you guys. It's been a rough couple of years for Jonah. It really has. He's had flashes this year, but it's been a rough one. I really do hope he turns it around. I think he's a great guy, but I've said it for multiple weeks now. I do think the Rangers need to strongly consider a reset at the catcher position. Higgy has had a nice couple of weeks. I don't think he's a guy you can play 150 plus, 140 plus. Not a lot of catchers in the majors do that anyways. But look, I don't even know if Higgy is a guy you want to play 120 at catcher and 25 to 30 at DH. I think they need to do a hard reset at the catcher position. And I'm a little surprised that CY, being the pitcher that he is, wouldn't want to go out and get an incredibly legit catcher to manage the staff and contribute offensively. I've said it a lot on this show and in past shows. I'd love to see JT Realmuto in a Rangers uniform. I think that guy manages staffs incredibly. He's got a good bat. He would definitely be an upgrade instantly over what we have right now. Yeah, Brian, I'm kind of with you. Like I said, the Tigers and the offense, I know they're missing Carpenter, but the Tigers offense, up and down, even with Carpenter, I'm sorry. I know somebody on X, I think I saw, it's like, this lineup with Carpenter is scary. I'm like, I don't see it. I really don't see it. You cannot tell me Carpenter gets the Tigers to 10 runs scored in this series. Carpenter or not, I don't feel like it's a lineup that is going to make it in October. I hope to be wrong. Maybe I'll eat my words on that one. For all my Tigers fans out there that are watching, for your sake, I guess I hope I'm wrong, not at the expense of the Rangers, but I just don't see this Tigers lineup biting a lot in October. We'll see. Yeah, Garcia is up and down again. He had a nice double off Tarik Skubal in the 7th inning. Want to give him some love for that, but this is what you get with Dolly. You get these streaky series where he looks like one of the best players in the game, like down in Houston, and then you get a series like this where he looks pretty human. Jerry, you're not the only one that's brought up Eugenio Suarez. I think that would be a nice get, but I don't think the Diamondbacks are going to sell him. I just don't think Diamondbacks are going to sell him, man. Astros are hurt. Wait till they get healthy. I'm not worried about, look, I said this. Yordan, I'm worried about. Yordan. That's it. I'm not worried about Jeremy Pena. I'm sorry. I'm not worried about Jeremy Pena. So any of y'all Astros fans hanging out, I'm not worried about Jeremy Pena coming back and wrecking the Rangers in October or later in the season. I'm not worried about it. McCormick, I'm not worried about McCormick. I'm not worried about Jake Myers. I'm not worried about any of those dudes coming back. I'm sorry. Hate to burst the bubble. Not worried about any of those dudes. The only guy I'm worried about is Yordan Alvarez. That's it. So I hear you a little bit on the injury front, but not really. Not really. And the Rangers have already proven that they can beat the Astros at full health in the playoffs. And they did it last year at times as well. Matt Olson, I don't know if they're going to sell Matt Olson. That being said, if you can get Matt Olson, I would go get Matt Olson. I think you give up on Jake Berger pretty quick if you can get an Olson candidate. I would absolutely love to shore up first base, third base, right field, catcher. I only say right field because I think they're going to sell Adolis Garcia before next season. I don't know if they're going to do it at the deadline. I would probably guess they'll hold on to Adolis through 2025, but I think they will most likely, almost certainly sell him in the offseason. I do not see him sticking around for 2026. You want to try and get some value out of him. I don't think you're going to give him a long-term deal. I know there's a lot of people that love Adolis, myself included. I love Adolis Garcia, but I don't think he suits up for the Rangers in 2026. What can we get at the deadline? Right-handed bat. And can we go out and get a power arm, a power righty? We got to get a dude that can throw gas, right-handed arm that can just gas it in the late innings. We don't have enough of that in the bullpen right now. Chris Martin is kind of our right-handed gas guy right now. He is. There's not a lot of others that we have. I'd love to see us go out and get a right-handed arm that can throw 99, 100. I don't care who it is. It doesn't have to be household name. I'd love to see a right-handed bat and a right-handed arm that can throw straight up fire. That's what I want. David Robertson signed with the Phillies. Yeah, I think that the Rangers, seeing what David Robertson is getting paid, he's getting paid $5 million. You prorate that out, that's like a $16 million salary. I think the Rangers will be okay not paying David Robertson $16 million. Seriously. I think they were good to move on from David Robertson. As much as I love D-Rob, and he was pretty good last year. Kirby Yates was better. D-Rob was definitely good. I don't think paying D-Rob the equivalent of a $16 million a year salary is good business. I don't think it's good business. Grichuk could definitely be a guy. I know he's gotten thrown around a little bit. You just need somebody that can hit against lefties. Preferably a guy that can hit against righties too. Like, don't get me wrong. I'd love to see a guy that can do it all, not just like some lefty specialist. Like, we kind of already tried that with Kevin Pillar, and it didn't go great. So I am all for, can we go get a guy that can hit both? But Grichuk, right now, he is hitting 241 with a 743 OPS, 7 bombs, 22 RBI. Let's look up the splits. Grichuk against lefties this year. Not hitting great. 225 against lefties. 753 OPS, so not bad. Maybe he's an option. You've just got to go get a guy that makes that left-handed starter lineup look a little bit better, man. Because it's embarrassing right now at times. No, Jerry, I would not trade Walcott for Clase. I don't think you trade Walcott for anything right now. I think Walcott's an untouchable. You'd have to be getting something really special in return. And I mean, I would swing for the fences. If you're trading Walcott, you are getting an all-star back in return. I don't think there's any other way to do it. Yeah, I think Ryan Gray is appearing to be the guy that slots in. The comment was, we got to get somebody to back up Martin. I think they're going to slot John Gray right into that spot. I really do at this point. Seattle's the only team that scares me. I will say this. If you send DeGrom and Evo to Seattle for a game 1, game 2, I'm okay. I feel pretty good about that. I'm with you. The Northwest has always been a little bit of a house of horrors for Texas. There you go. Brian, I like the plan. Comment is trade for Matt Olson this weekend so he doesn't even have to leave Arlington. There you go. There you go. I don't even know if he's available. Braves are going to be sellers, but I don't even know if they're listening. Osuna is serviceable versus lefties, but his hip issue, I agree, Matt. I'm just not a big fan of them going out and getting him anymore because of the hip issue. Why is Cole Winn still in the minors? That's my question. I saw Cole Winn last night at the AAA game here in Vegas. He actually threw me, my son, my daughter a baseball. It was awesome. Told him, bro, we can't wait to see you in Arlington again. He has definitely had a really quality year in AAA. He's had a great year in the major league level as well. So I think Cole Winn is going to be back sooner rather than later, if I had to guess. Ryan, I'm kind of with you. I don't think Olson is going to get traded. You never know, though. Caleb, it does suck. One run loss. It just is always terrible. I hate the 1-run losses as well. Investigate 2023. Get some new material. Come on, my guy. Just repeating the same old trolling. You got to get your own stuff. Let's go. Be a little original. Be a little original. And I always got to say, whenever somebody says investigate 2023, it's usually an Astros fan. Really? Investigating anything? Calling for investigations as an Astros fan? Rich. How is Sean Murphy doing? Don't know. Don't know. I'd have to look up all these guys. I honestly have not dedicated myself a lot to trade chips because it's hard to say. Sean Murphy, though, 243 with 16 bombs. Maybe that's a dude. 243, 16 bombs, 38 RBI. Look at you guys coming up with all these quality trade pieces. 847 OPS. Hello. Sean Murphy. That might be the catching piece right there. That might be the catching piece, in all honesty. Yeah, love the red hat. Was hoping it would bring the good vibes for a sweep. Didn't quite work out. We'll switch it up tomorrow. After a win, I always wear the same hat. We'll switch it up tomorrow, though. Let's see what else we got. I think we're good. Heim to outer space, honestly. I do think the Rangers are going to do a hard reset of the catcher position. I really do. I don't think it's going to be at the deadline per se. Maybe. But I think in the offseason, they do a hard reset. I don't think that they want to do another year of Jonah Heim and Kyle Higashioka. They each have been okay at certain spots, but nah. By the way, Jack Leiter tomorrow. We're going to preview that in just a second. I do want to say a special thank you to all my paid subscribers, paid members on YouTube and on TikTok. Let me tell you a little bit about the membership, the subscription. A couple months ago, I decided to start it up, $2.99 a month. Get you exclusive access to our Ride on Rangers Discord. Great community of people we're building up. It's been awesome. Pretty much goes 24/7 Rangers talk. Really the only thing I've monetized so far on the show, and I plan to keep it that way. So if you've been a long-time listener for a while, want to take your support to the next level, want to get in on the Discord, consider subscribing or becoming a member. If you're on TikTok, you hit that subscribe button right in the bottom left, I want to say, corner of your screen. Again, $2.99 a month gets you into the Discord, gets you priority comments in lives and on all the videos that I post. And if you are on YouTube or if you're on X, I will get the link right there for you guys. It's the only thing, like I said, the Discord, the only thing really I've got monetized at this point. But there's the link for you. Become a member, become a subscriber on TikTok. We'll get you into the Discord after the show. Appreciate you considering it. And look, honestly, all your support, the follows, bunch of new people have followed today, the likes, the shares, the watch time, comments, it's all gold. I appreciate you guys a lot. So thank you. And now let's finish out the show on a good note. Looking forward to tomorrow. Jack Leiter on the bump, coming off of a really good start against the Houston Astros. So let's see what Jack has done against the opposing team, the A's. We're going to check that out right now. And then we'll also see how the A's probable starter has fared against the Rangers. That's the plan. Lopez is throwing, by the way. So we got another lefty. So anybody that hates the lefty lineup, I'm sorry, but we're facing another lefty tomorrow. I do think we played pretty well against Lopez last time out, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Lopez, game log. Let's go. Game log. Come on, baby. Load up. Yes. He went... Yeah, he started and we scored 3 runs off of him in 2 2/3. And he threw 84 pitches. We had 4 walks. So he did not have a great outing against us on April 29th. So that was a while ago. Don't know if he's improved a ton since then. Last 3 games, he's given up 9 earned runs in, looks like 12 2/3. That's not very good. So the Rangers should be able to get to Lopez. Let's see. From California, originally drafted by the Giants. Been in the league for just a little bit. 22 career games. So pretty green at this point. 27 years old. Rangers got to him last time. Hopefully they can get to him again. Let me read you the stats. So Adolis Garcia 0 for 2 against Lopez. Jonah Heim 1 for 2. Higgy 0 for 3. I'm sure we'll see the double catcher lineup tomorrow. Langford 0 for 1. Marcus Semien 2 for 2. And then Josh Smith 1 for 2. Corey Seager, Osuna, Tellez, Freeman, Foscue, Duran, Carter. No ABs against Lopez. I wonder if we will see one of the lefty outfielders start tomorrow against a lower quality lefty. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I kind of wonder if maybe they decide to start a Carter or an Osuna. It would probably be Carter before Osuna. I wonder if this is an opportunity where you say, Evan, this is a weaker left-handed pitcher. I know we don't take any major leaguer for granted. They all got to the majors for a reason, but I wonder if they give one of the young guys, one of the young lefties, a shot against Lopez. But we'll see. Lefty lineup again because we're facing a left-handed starter. Astros have control of the division again. Yeah, they might win the division. I know they've slipped up a little bit of late, but they may win the division. Texas Repo, good to see you, by the way, my guy. But look, we know the division title doesn't mean a whole lot. And I think we have to just go back a couple of years to 2023 for that one. I won't say anymore. We keep going. Yeah, look, so you sub, Ninja Edits, you sub, but then you copy and paste that link and you become a member, $2.99 a month, my guy. Like I said, I know $2.99 is $2.99, so I don't want y'all to think we're demanding anything here. Totally optional, but that is the one thing I've kind of monetized here on the show is the Discord, $2.99 a month, priority replies and lives as the show gets bigger and bigger. So just copy and paste that link. I'll put it in here one more time for you, my guy. And I'd be grateful if you considered. If it's not for you, no worries, man. Just keep on doing what you're doing and supporting the show exactly like you are. Rangers are not making the postseason. I'm going to say negative, Ghost Rider. I don't think that's going to happen. Astros own the Rangers. That's funny because last weekend was pretty ugly for Houston, if I'm not mistaken. Cards are greater than the Rangers. Like record-wise right now, I'm not too worried about the Cardinals. Not too worried about the Cards. Amazes me how bad we are on fastballs, Ryan. I'm kind of with you on that. I've said it many times. The Rangers' inability to hit fastballs right down the middle and mistake pitches is a big reason why the offense has struggled. Let's see. What do we got here? Tyler, appreciate the follow, man. Thank you so much. Corey, enjoy the win today, man. We'll take the series, though. Nate, thanks for the follow if he's still hanging out. Wyatt is struggling right now. He is on the struggle bus for sure. We've got to get Wyatt Langford right. Like I said, if we can get Wyatt Langford and Evan Carter contributing consistently, this whole dynamic, this whole lineup changes. It really does. Get those two young kids consistently producing back to what they were doing at different parts of last year. Evan Carter back in 2023. This lineup gets scary really, really fast. Real fast. Let's see what else we got. I think I need to go through the other side of tomorrow's game. A's against Leiter, Butler 0 for 1. Langoliers 2 for 4 with a bomb. Look out for Shea Langoliers, Ranger killer. Rooker is 1 for 2 against Lifetime. Schumann 1 for 4. Soderstrom 2 for 3 with a bomb. Urshela 1 for 2. Wilson 0 for 1. Did Jack face Oakland? I know they're not Oakland anymore. Did Jack face the A's earlier this season? Feels like he did and didn't go great based on some of those numbers I'm reading out. Let me see here. All right, April. That must have been last year. It doesn't look like he's faced them yet this year. So that must have been last year. I'm not seeing any numbers for Jack this season in any of the game logs. So is what it is. Yeah, let's see. Hopefully we can come to play against Lopez, get back on a winning streak here, win the series against the A's, win the series against the Braves. That goes a long way, man. That will go a long, long way. Every mid catcher is good against the Rangers, seriously. It does, like Darno. The Braves are coming into town. Darno plays for the Angels now. He still torched us even in an Angels uniform. Langoliers, Cal Raleigh, you name it, whatever catcher it is, they probably hit well against us. I do think Seager is the best Ninja Edits. I agree with you on that one for sure. Why do they keep giving Foscue chances? I kind of wondered if they were going to go Josh Smith outfield today or Josh Smith first base today, and they didn't. I really think, though, honestly, this year is a put up or shut up year for Justin Foscue. I don't think he hangs in the organization if they don't see enough from him this year. So I think they're giving him just enough chances. Like, dude, this is your year. I think it is time. Justin Foscue's been in the organization a long time. I'm rooting for him, but I just think the clock is ticking. How many bombs does Young need to hit before he comes back up? Hartchuck, did he hit another one tonight? I know he hit one last night. I was there. And he hit one on Friday night as well. But right now he's 0 for 3 with the strikeout. Hartchuck, he hadn't done that great outside the 2 bombs, though, man. He's hitting 194, 633 OPS. You really ready to move him up with a 194 average in AAA? I don't know, my guy. I'm not ready on the youngster. I think Young, he's got to start hitting high 2s, low 3s for me to feel great about the call-up. Like, I'm glad he's hit a couple of bombs here and there. I'm not ready for the youngster yet. I'm really not. I think he has got to really get consistent. I think they're going to leave him down there in AAA for a while. There's really no need to call him back up. Look, I hear you, but I think the plan is going to be Josh Smith at third base primarily. I would rather see Freeman than Young at this point, though. I disagree with you on that, my guy. Duran, I'm with you. Foscue, I'm with you. But I'd rather give Cody Freeman a shot at this point than Josh Young. Cody's been in the organization for 6 years. He's killed it in AAA. I'm ready to give Cody Freeman a shot. So it's been one game. He had to play against Tarik Skubal, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Anybody down on Freeman after one game? Come on now. So that's the only one that I probably disagree. I'd rather see Cody Freeman right now than Josh Young. Duran, though, I'm with you. Foscue, I'm with you, buddy. All right. Y'all, we got to get off the show here. We've been going long enough, man. We've been going an hour and 24. So it's time to put this show to bed. We got to flesh this one out. Look, I'll go over a couple of things with you real quick. Wyatt Langford 0 for 4. Let me give you a little truth serum on Wyatt Langford. And let's be honest here. Wyatt, over his last 15 games, is hitting 211. 211. And he has got a 630 OPS. Not good. Not good, especially for a guy you're trying to hit leadoff. We had Corey Seager going 2 for 4. He continues to swing a hot bat. Marcus has gone a little cold. He did not have a good series against Detroit. I would love for him to get back on track. Marcus Semien loves hitting against the A's. Loves hitting against the A's. So I'm expecting a big series from Marcus Semien. Doley, little bit of a down series. He had 3 Ks, but did have a big hit off of Skubal today. Higgy quietly back up to 250 batting average on the year. Higgy's had a nice little 2-week stretch here. Heim 0 for 3. It's getting ugly. Let's inject some truth serum on Heim real quick before we wrap up. Jonah Heim's hitting 120 in his last 7 games with a 320 OPS. But I think he'll probably play tomorrow. Heim's another guy against his former team, the A's, who hits pretty well. So I think we'll probably see Heim again tomorrow. Maybe not. But I kind of wonder if he won't be in the lineup. Usually does play pretty well against his former team, but ugly. Hitting 200 with a 540 OPS in his last 15 games. It's ugly on Jonah right now. Freeman went 0 for 3. Tough matchup going up against Skubal. Hopefully he'll get his first hit tomorrow. I think he'll be in the lineup again. Smith came in, did not get an AB. Foscue 0 for 3. I think he'll be back to the bench. Duran, I think we might see again tomorrow. Duran had a super ugly game. 0 for 3, 3 Ks. Latz, incredible. Got to give Jacob Latz some love. 5 innings, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Luke Jackson came in, pitched well. Milner came in, pitched well. Martin on the IL most likely. Gray going to get recalled from his rehab start at AAA. Bosley came in, pitched pretty well as also. He pitched pretty well also. So the bullpen, I think, was actually pretty solid, minus Martin. Skubal is good. Yeah, tough loss tonight. Agreed. 44 next time. Next time. I think he is going to get a hit tomorrow. I think I would be betting Cody Freeman first major league hit tomorrow. Texas Repo, you're always welcome, my guy. Appreciate that you drop in. Love having you. Yeah, Langford is not hitting well. 211, sub 650 OPS over his last 2 weeks. Not great. Not great, not great. Bottom of the order was crazy bad for sure. Cut Heim loose after this season? Maybe. Maybe. JJ, appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. There is a career sub 3 ERA pitcher in the minor. You know who really in the minors is having a good year that I was actually going back and forth with on X, DMing a little bit. Super, super good dude. Sorry, I had a little glitch in my computer here. But Peyton Gray, he's got a 2.14 ERA this season. Peyton Gray for AAA Round Rock. Not pitching tonight. I don't think he's pitched a ton in this Vegas series, but a 2.14 ERA for Peyton Gray this year. I'd like to see him get a shot. In his career, 2.43 in 68 games in the minor leagues. So we've got a guy, again, this is a righty, 6'4", 235. This dude's a hoss. He's 30 years old, 2.43 ERA career in the minors, 2.17 ERA for AAA Round Rock this year. 58 Ks in 45 innings pitched. Peyton Gray, a guy that I am keeping my eye on. I'd like to see Peyton get a shot this year. Him and Cole Winn both, I think, need to get chances back at the major league level. I'm sorry you had to see an L, but it was a good game. All right, y'all. We're going to take off. Thank you for a great show. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow, 8th or 9th inning, ready to hopefully bring you another Rangers W. Didn't work out today. Tarik Skubal, one of the best in the game, shuts down the offense. Tigers bullpen, uncharacteristically, shuts out an opponent at the end of a ball game. And the Rangers take the L tonight, but they win the series. On to the A's tomorrow, who are coming to Arlington. Hopefully another series win incoming. I think they will, and I think they'll get another one against the Braves this weekend. Let's go 4-2 this week. That'll work. 4-2. 5-1 would be a dream. 6-0 would be cloud 9. But I'm going 4-2. Love y'all. Appreciate the support. Thank you so much. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.